Yes, I'll keep celebrating you for all of June.
All right, guys, we're live. Geez, wow. Looks like I can't do an opening technically tonight because it ends the podcast. So
Okay.
this is my day. This is my day. So this has been my whole weekend. This has been my life.
Why?
I don't know. I think personally I have like some type of curse when it comes to some technological curse. When I go to touch something, it just frizzes. Like this phone is not very old and it works half the time. And I don't know, and it's an iPhone. It should be working like regularly. But like when I click on to take a picture and I click the camera thing, it doesn't even open. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I guess we're not doing photos today. You know, just stuff like that, just random things. I don't know what it is, but it always
You think
happens.
someone's putting a hex on you, sir?
I think it's possible. Yeah.
It wasn't me, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're a good Wiccan. You would never do such an
Hexes
evil thing.
haven't been working
Comes
lately.
back to you times 3. I'm not messing with that.
You see? You believe in the power of karma.
Mm.
Power of the Craft, the movie.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. All right. I've got 3. Did you see the processing remaining time on the current video? I don't know what that. I'm not sure. Let's just thank you for your feedback. Okay, cool.
But I sent you a message.
I have like so many like lives popped up right now. It's like, oh, this is live running now. This is live running now, and there's people streaming and viewing all 3 at the same time, and I'm like, I don't think that's possible, but that's where we're at, guys. Welcome to my hell. Welcome to Rumble Pop.
Replay the comments on YouTube, though. You notice?
Yeah.
I tried to look at our comments later, and they disappear now.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
That's weird. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's not saving the live comments anymore.
Oh, that's good to
Really?
know.
It just completely deletes them. Yeah.
So I
That's
like
strange.
that you read them out loud at least, so we can have it for the memories.
Jesus, that's nuts. I did not know that either. One more thing to Google and research. Yay. Woo. Yeah. Woo, woo. Hello, everybody. Hello. Mom and Dad's here. Hi, Mom and Dad.
Hey, McKinney's.
Sorry for the
McKinney's.
technical issues that we've been having today to slow us down. So I am sorry about that. And on a day where it's going to be kind of a longer one anyway. Which is stupid, but whatever. Let's see. Mom says, happy belated birthday, you two.
Thank you, Geminis. Yay.
And let's all wish my dad and my
Yay.
sister, whose birthdays will be on Thursday, a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So happy
Donald
birthday to my...
McKinney.
Speaking
To my
of,
dad.
did everything go well
Right?
with your niece's birth last week?
Yes. Mason. I have a great nephew
Aw.
named Mason.
And he was born the 5th, right?
Now, and he was
Kevin's birthday.
8 pounds, 13 ounces or something, or 14
8
ounces,
pounds?
or 9
8?
pounds something ounces. Yeah, he was a fatty.
That's a big baby. That's a big
He's
baby.
a
we are.
big-
That's a pretty good size
He's a
baby.
big baby. I think I was 8 pounds 12 when I was born.
Dang, nice.
Really?
Somewhere around there. Yeah.
I
So
was a
you've got
7
the
pounder.
appetite.
I was a 7 pounder.
Yeah?
Oh,
Mm.
tiny
I was a
little
6-pounder.
Osiris says,
that's
that's
on your mom.
Big Sal says, happy birthday, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Big Sal.
Thank you.
And Enrique is here. Hello, Enrique. Thank you for
What's up,
tuning
Enrique?
in. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. All of you. This is the battle week. I know we kind of snuck this one up on you. We didn't do too many heavy advertisements for it. But that's because, shit, we were busy. You know, life gets in the way. Life found a way.
I sent plenty of text out so people know. They know.
Okay, good. It is the month of June, so happy birthday to everybody that I know. Apparently,
What day is your dad's birthday?
Oh, yeah, what day is your daddy's birthday?
it's what didn't I say? I said on Thursday, so it's the 13th.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
13th. Okay. And
Oh, 13th,
Chris?
yeah.
Chris is the 19th.
Yes,
And
19th,
and Tanner's the 15th.
15th. Yeah.
And Tupac Shaker is the 16th.
Shaker.
I'm,
Shakur.
yeah, you can call him Shaker. That's fine. I don't care. He won't care either. He's dead. 8 pounds 15 ounces, says my mom. So Mason was 8 pounds 15 ounces. Big old
Oh,
chunk.
baby. Oh.
Yeah. Yep. Just
Chunky baby.
just trying to devastate like whatever's downstairs there. Like that fat baby just boom, 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 coming out with a bowl of gravy and McNuggets.
It was well fed.
Yeah. You trying
That's
these
good,
gravy? No, you're just born. What are you doing? Mr. Sean says, that's the way. I like it. As in the button. Get it? Great to be here, and it is not my birthday.
Well, it's back in April, sir.
Surprise! It's not Mr. Sean's birthday. Dang. Well, that's actually good. We're tired of June babies.
Wow.
Done.
Wow.
No love for the June babies.
Frank popped on. He says, hi, Bonnie.
Hi.
And then
up, Frank?
my mom says my dad was 13 pounds when he was born.
Wow, that's
That's a
amazing.
big baby.
God. Surprised my grandmother could even walk. I mean,
Seriously,
dear
good
Lord.
That's crazy.
It just decimated her. God.
But then again, those are the days that women had 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 17, 18 kids. You have to
18
remember that.
kids, yeah.
Yeah.
Sammy pops on to tell me I'm rude. That's always nice. Thanks, Sammy.
Oh,
Thanks. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Whatever. But yeah, it's the battle of the HBO series. It's gonna get nuts, guys. It's gonna get crazy.
I'm gonna get wild up in here.
Yeah, and I think what happened was when I went live on this one, it's not really given a title. I don't think on YouTube. Let me check.
Oh,
It is.
What I'm seeing, it says
Is it?
HBO Battle Royale.
Is it giving it? Because it's not where it normally should. Like of course it's not going to do that.
Yeah,
I've had the
it's
most
saying-
weirdest things happen.
I
It looked
HBO
like
Battle Royale.
somebody tried to create a dummy account for our YouTube page. And so then it kept trying to link to this dummy account that has no subscribers or anything. It was the weirdest thing.
that was my dummy account. Sorry.
Yeah. Thanks, Janet.
I don't even know how to create that. I'm a dummy when it comes to creating accounts.
No, it looks like it should be working. Huh. That's interesting. Because it's not showing on the other page. That's very interesting. But whatever. I don't care. I digress. Let's move on. We've got all kinds of fun stuff for you today. It's going to be HBO. So if you don't like HBO series or you don't watch HBO, I don't know how much fun this one's going to be for you.
Do a Showtime to make them
Any
feel better.
recommendations?
But if you, if you don't know it, maybe you'll find something that you enjoy and that you can watch in the future, which is always fun. And I
At
found
the very least, I think most people have heard of at least half of these series, even if they haven't seen them. There's got to be some familiarity with them to a degree.
So many of these shows are water cooler talk over the last 25
and
years.
then ask me for my friend Brennan's account information, and I'll just let you steal his max.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Then you can watch all the things you want. There you go. That's
Yeah.
how I watch it. I don't pay for max.
Oh,
That's
great.
smart. That's
Yeah,
smart.
I am mooching off of a friend as well.
There you go. That's how we're able to see anything.
Moochie.
I could still be watching.
We have understandings. They mooch my Hulu. I mooch their HBO.
There you go. Only fair.
Right,
Mhm.
right. Now, how many of you are still watching something that belonged to your ex?
No, I
Oh,
cut
no.
my ex out of my Netflix. That's
Okay,
what
so
happened.
was it like
Yeah,
was it
I
like
did the same.
instantly or was it like
Instantly you cut them.
instantly? Okay, all right. So that was a
Instantly.
bad. It wasn't a pleasurable breakup. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Well, it was a pleasurable breakup, but it was a harsh taking them off my Netflix.
Okay, because I feel like normally mine is a slow fade away. Like I'll let the I still had up until like 6 months ago I still had Marique, who I have not dated in many years,
Many
on
years.
my Hulu account, and I was like, maybe I'll just take that off. Like, it's been long enough, maybe I'll just take that name off there and not share that anymore.
Yeah,
But
the only thing I felt kind of bad about was that my ex's parents were also using my Netflix.
yeah.
Oh,
So,
no.
so when I changed the password, it was, booting them out.
Yeah.
And I felt bad because, they were nice people. It's not their fault. They raised a terrible son. But
Right.
Isn't that always the case? I'd rather be with the parents.
yeah. But yeah, I felt a little bad because I know they were enjoying it, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Sammy's like, I wish I could still be mooching off my ex. Okay, well,
We're just getting started, you guys, but I have to go to the bathroom and drink.
Go ahead.
Okay, go for it. But
ahead.
Keep it rolling.
here's the thing. Well, don't take it with you. It's like that would be the most awkward.
Canceled by YouTube.
Yeah, the most awkward video ever. and it's not a number one, guys. she's all red faced. She's gonna murder me. But
She sure is.
She's not watching right now, so what's the matter?
But real quick, let's do a quick intro.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt like we did because everything failed. So sure, just mention our names and we'll go from there.
First of all, the man in the blue headset is the man from Ohio, one of the sexiest men in the great city of North Hollywood, California. He is your Mr. 2000 Ohio, Mr. Teen Ohio. He is Donald McKenney.
Squeezing that peach. Squeezing that peach.
And next you have the lovely Miss Bonnie Tuttle. If you cross this young lady, she will break your arm, Cobra Kai style. And of course, the lady who's currently in the lavatory, a lady who is one of the great Cuban actresses in America today, Miss Janet Rodriguez. And of course, I am your humble podcaster, the Grand Master of the Jedi and Vulcan Arts, your Supreme Chancellor, and yes, I forgot to put my fedora on, Brother Kevin.
There we go. Okay, well, we got that taken care of. Maybe I can quickly, pull out.
Pull something out.
There we go. All right. So I've pulled out just a few. I wanted to make it quick today because we're doing a battle, so I didn't have time for a lot. So it's just 2 books. One is called Sanction from Mad Cave. It is about the 80s in Soviet Russia. There is a murder of a young woman that they thought was maybe a prostitute, but now it could be something else. They're not sure what, but they think that they might be on the trail of a serial killer. It is called Sanction. It is slow, I'm going to say. It is not, for being as the little page count that it has, it really drags. And I know they're building, and I appreciate that very much. But if you're going to have a slow story like this, double the size. Like, double the size of the book so we can get to something a little more meaty and a little more interesting. Right now, where it sets, it's at a 5.5. But there is potential for a higher ranking once we find out, because the cover looks cool as shit. But it's just not there. So 5.5. Don't get it if you don't have to. You're not losing money on this one. You're not gaining anything either right now. So I would wait until I read more, and then I'll let you know. And then next, boy, oh boy, let me tell you what. Mark Russell, when he is on fire, he knocks them out of the park. But when he's off, he is hella off. So he's very hit or miss, but more on the hit list lately than the miss list. So I'm going to give him that. Lacey, or Lacey, depending on how you want to pronounce it, does the art beautifully. This is called Death Ratioed. It's got a very 70s kind of a Blade Runner or what kind of vibe, like a future utopian type thing going on for it from the 70s. Death Ratioed. It is actually pretty good. This one was a slow burn, so guess what they did? They doubled the page size, guys. The page count on this doubled, and it got good. It got me enthralled. It got me interested. Basically, this guy wakes up in 2046. He had been in a coma for 20 years, and he's living in a world now where everything is based off of ratings. So he has a collar clipped around his neck and if too many people dislike him, his head will explode. It'll
Oh
detonate.
no! Oh no!
So very much like a Black Mirror episode that we've seen in the past, where there was a very similar thing, only a little more violent in this one.
The likes on
Um,
social media.
Yeah. So he wakes up. They're like, "Oh, you don't have any money? Well, let's put you in the. I can't remember the name of it. It was like a poor person's house or apartment, like poor apartments or I'm poor apartments or some shit like that. Let me see if I can pull it up here. It's pretty kind of funny actually. Cheapskates. That's what it was. Cheapskates apartments right here. Right over here. I'm sorry, over here. Cheapskates. So he's living in this cheapskates place, and he said it's great because it is cheap. There's not really any cost. The only cost is that there's like screens that randomly wake you up to give you advertisements.
Oh, God.
And then they'll ask you how you enjoyed your shower, what do you prefer as far as the temperature, what kind of shampoo do you prefer, all that kind of stuff that you have to answer while you're washing, all that stuff that you have to answer while you're sitting down, while you're doing things. You have to constantly respond to stuff. But it's free, guys. It's very cheap. It's very cheap. So there's that. But he realizes quickly that this is not the world for him. One vote away from head detonation, he runs into an old friend that says, "This is not the way you should be living, my friend. Come with me." And he goes with him. And he says, "If you come with me and we go underground, you have to stay underground." And he said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, this is where we live now." And he's like, "All right, I guess I'll stay with you then because I know you, but 20 years is a long time for somebody to change." So he realizes quickly that they are kidnapping people from up above with high level scoring, like they have lots of likes, and they're cutting their heads off and taking their collar and putting the collar on themselves so they can go up above and steal shit and survive. So now you have this extra layer of murder in order to get collars so they can live down below because they think that up above is too sadistic. Don't see how that works, but, Democrats, Republicans, it's all the same, really. So he then figures out a possible third option when he runs into somebody else that you would not expect to run into. And I won't say any more, but it is fascinating. It is a very fascinating story. Mark Russell, again, is on fire. He's written quite a few things. Probably my favorite would be the Flintstones series. It was like a 13 or 14 issue series run, maybe even 12, that he did for DC Comics about 10 years back, somewhere around there. Highly recommend that if you get a chance, because he does do a lot with socioeconomic and political type of tropes inside of the Flintstones world, which makes it quite fascinating and unique. So if you get a chance, check out Mark Russell's work. And if you get a chance, I definitely recommend Death Ratio. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. I think it's going to be great. Although at the end it did say the end, so I don't know if it's going to continue or if it really ended there. And if it really ended there, that's a weird way to do it. And I might drop it down to a 6.5, but we'll see. As it stands right now, it's at a 7. And that's it. I've pulled out for y'all. Yay. Sammy says, "I just spent a day with children." Oh. Is that what's killing the children? Something is killing the children. Did they mean to write Sammy is killing the children? I don't know. I don't know what that meant.
She would never do that.
No?
No.
Sammy would never kill the children?
Never.
Is that the story you're writing, Kevin?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's get started. We've got a couple involuntary breezers here. Is what I like to call the free rounds, the trial section, the
preliminary rounds.
Preliminaries. Thank you, Kevin. I was looking for that word, but just couldn't find it. I would have just kept going with other words until it came, or I would have just kept going, and we never would have ended. But let's start off with a few of these. Now, before we get into it, Kevin, I want you to quickly to explain to people what HBO technically is and what it means to people.
HBO is originally a cable network that started back in 1972, but really became what we knew as HBO in the late 70s. And throughout the 80s and all the way to the present, they started developing original television programming. Started with shows like The Hitchhiker, First and 10, what's that one with Kids in the Hall, so forth and so on. And then eventually, of course, you get in the 90s with The Sopranos and Oz. So many Emmy award-winning programming, a lot of hard-hitting documentaries, a lot of very excellent writing with some of their television programs, a lot of great character development, character exploration. So HBO is one of the all-time great channels for television and movies.
I think HBO, a lot of the miniseries and stuff, I think really
they're excellent
deserve being mentioned because they're definitely excellent. And the documentaries and stuff have been fantastic. Even the fact that they stepped in to save Sesame Street was really noble, I guess you could say. I'm sure that they saw some profitability to be had, and of course from the marketing of the toys and stuff alone, is a huge market for that. But I think just in general, I think HBO's been solid across the board ever since I think they got on the map with Oz and a few other series that kind of, I think Sopranos kind of cemented their station, and it's only been up from there. But their ability to still diversify and experiment with the stories and the projects that they greenlight, I think, is what makes them exceptional, for sure.
And they've influenced other networks over the years, that's for sure.
Yep. HBO is that old, says Nezzy. And hello,
yes,
Nezzy. Sammy says, ooh, House of the Dragon, Sex and the City. Mom says, Dad loved The Sopranos. Mr. Sean says, HBO has made several very good movies as well. Yes, they have. Mm-hmm. And Dennis Perez says, Boardwalk Empire is cool, too. Yes, it is cool, and it will be mentioned. But for now, we are going to go with a few preliminary battles. One of them is going to be starting out, let's see, let me pull that up here real quick. And
I'm always excited. I'm interested to see Enrique's picks.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times we'll have a lot of similar ones, but we decide.
Mm-hmm.
I always loved that episode with Murder, She Wrote, though, winning. That was awesome.
Okay, first up, we have... No, it was not awesome.
Yes, I voted for Murder, She Wrote.
We have 6 Feet Under.
Yes. Alan Ball produced program. The man who wrote American Beauty.
Now, I was able to watch a few seasons before I got bored and walked away from this. I'm told it was solid all the way through. I never could get through it because it's just one of those slice of life type things that ultimately just doesn't appeal. It's a slower
pace.
Yeah.
Like you have to be like so into the actors. But I was so into our guy from, what is it, Dexter? I was so into him.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Michael.
That's true. This is Michael C. Hall or something? Michael
C. Hall.
Yeah.
Michael C. Hall.
This is where he got his sort of got his start, or at least got the notoriety. And he just took off from there. And Dexter's where he really hit his stride for Showtime, if I recall. And
yes.
that is, hello, Adam. Thank you for joining.
Adam.
And then we have Oz is going up against 6 Feet Under. So we have 6 Feet Under versus Oz. Didn't they do Tales from the Crypt too, says Dennis? Yes, they did. And Rafi says, for sure, Sopranos and Curb Your Enthusiasm. And Nezzy says, Michael C. Hall. Oh, man, Dexter was great. Yes, see? So we've got 6 Feet Under versus Oz. Ladies, gentlemen, hedge your bets. Any thoughts on this, while I pull up the shot clock?
Well, Oz, as you said, was one of the early modern HBO TV series. A lot of great actors came through there, like J.K. Simmons, Ernie Hudson, who we met personally many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Harold Perrineau. The list goes on. Edie Falco, I believe. So the list goes on and on. It's a very interesting show, really hard hitting, a prison drama, bloodshed, killing, drama, you name it. If anything, I'm sure it had to influence Orange is the New Black in some ways, at least for the female version of this.
Yeah.
Not as violent as this.
The Wire, influenced The Sopranos.
So
Oh,
how
yeah,
this
absolutely.
how this is going to work, guys, is once I find the timer, if I can find the timer, we're going to put that up, the shot clock up, and you'll have 1 minute to cast your vote, and you'll just do that in the chat. You'll just let us know what you're voting for, and then we'll tally the votes, and then whoever wins moves on, and the other is defeated, and they go and they cry for a while.
Vote for Oz. And
That's just how
Kevin,
it is.
what did it stand for? Oswald Penitentiary?
No, it's gosh, what was it called? It was like something. That's what it stand for.
It has an Oz something in it, like Osmond.
Who knows?
Yeah, I was just.
I never watched it, to be honest. I never watched Oz
cool.
to be able to.
Yeah, all of the actors.
Really? We had it. Yeah, you're right. Oswald State Correctional Facility. That's what
okay. Oswald State Correctional.
Really? In the break room at ArcLight, they had the VHS tape there. You never watched any of them?
The
No.
VHS.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. There were a couple of HBO series, like VHS tapes that were there that were just sitting there. Sometimes you could pop them in and watch them. Oz
did
is
some.
I
one of
definitely
them.
remember like the VHSs being there and bringing
Well.
in a couple and then having them stolen.
Why I can?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, whatever.
I
People
like
suck.
looking up that this started in 1997. For
While
all
I
you
continue-
punks that were on the set of this movie with me recently, I'm 41. I remember 1997 like it was yesterday. Don't freaking challenge my 1997 knowledge.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Janet knows.
Who's challenge your
They
97?
What,
challenged
97,
me
96, and
20
95, and
minutes.
94?
20 minutes these kids challenged me and acted like Independence Day came out that year when it was actually 96.
That's right. It was 96.
She
That's
rolled
right.
up her
Someone's
sleeves and
very
she showed
certain
them.
about something, you don't have to challenge them, everybody.
Yeah.
You could just
I agree.
take their word for it and then she'll move on.
But also, if
Gospel.
somebody's so
Gospel.
sure about something, sometimes it is good to challenge them, because if they're
Especially when
wrong,
you can't have your cell
it's
phones on set
glorious.
for the next 7 hours.
yeah, that's true too.
Because
Yeah.
we were in 1997, we weren't supposed to have cell phones, so
Oh man, that is pretty challenging for sure.
it was fun. They didn't even know about the bowling shoes or the bell-bottom pants or the J&Co jeans. These kids didn't know anything.
The
Butterfly
chain
clips.
wallets, the chain wallets.
They knew nothing, these kids.
Nothing.
They knew nothing.
Oh, these youths.
Acting like I was their age. Excuse you, kids. No, I was the class of 2000. Okay.
Have mercy on Gen Z, Janet. Have mercy on them.
We're young millennials. They were like born in 97.
They know not what they don't know.
It's true. Oh, I got the clock up, guys. It's gonna go right over
Got
to
it.
Janet.
Finally.
But
Yay.
we're already at a minute,
Doing the
so
counting.
we're moving on from this one. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so okay, so no vote. Adam says 6 feet under. Enrique says 6 feet under. Sammy says, Donald, what is that timer for? We're timing, so we can move on. 6 feet under for Sammy. Adam says both shows used a bunch of sex to position, which is par for the course in HBO shows. Sammy says, ignore the timer question. Whoops. Enrique says, these damn kids. Sammy says, it's been a long day. And Pokihana says, Oz. So it looks like 3 for 6 feet under and 1 for Oz. Am I correct?
Yes.
Or is it 4 for 6 feet under?
Whatever it is, it's Oz losing, is what it sounds like.
Oh.
I'm a little surprised.
People watched it. I don't
Yeah.
think people
surprised.
have seen
I'm
it,
not
Kevin.
surprised at all. Not surprised in one bit. Oz
People
is
haven't seen it.
something, that you might not have watched. If you blinked, you
Think
would have
of
missed it.
Orange as the new black, but with men and more violent. That's all.
With more men.
So 6
It's
feet
more
under
men.
moves
One
on.
instead of a man.
Manly men.
Next up, we have the weirdest battle that I could think of, because I just wanted to put these two in, and I was like, I'm gonna just have them battle each other, and I don't care. We have Insecure. This ran for about 5 seasons. If you don't know it, look it up. It is fantastic. It is a really fun dramedy series that stars who was it? Issa Rae
Ray.
and
Issa
and Yvonne Ori or is it Oraji? I think
I think
it's
it's Soraji.
Orgy. Or is it Orgy? Is it Orgy?
Don't say that.
It could be though. It's
Donald.
ORJI. Could be Orgy. Anyway,
Orgy.
and then you have Amanda Seales, Natasha Rothwell, and Jay Ellis as well. It's really good. It's all about just Issa and her friend Molly, who's played by Yvonne. They're best friends to deal with their own life's flaws and their Insecurities, and it's a comedy. Of course, lots of relationship nonsense, which is great. I'm there for it, and lots of stuff with work and friends and pastimes and their jobs and stuff like that. So, it's just overall, it's a slice of life comedy drama. It's really good. Highly recommended. If you haven't seen it, definitely correct that. It's very.
You're
good.
there for it, but also, are you here for it, Don't?
Yes, I'm there and
He's
here.
here and there for it. You're dead.
I'm all of it, and I'm definitely not insecure about it. Yeah, and that is going up against none other than Kevin's favorite.
Well, one of my favorites before it went down
He's-
off the rails.
Oh, it went off the rails hard,
Suki.
and we're talking True Blood. Man, talk about a show shit in the bed. I've never seen a
It's
show.
good
Were able
book,
to finish
however,
True
if you
Blood.
read
Well,
the book, you'll be more
I
impressed
had a
with
hard
it.
time with that one.
When Alan Ball
I
left the show,
thought-
it went to hell in a handbasket.
So fast.
Right when they introduced the fairies, that's when I was out. That's when I
Kevin,
was out.
which character was Alan Ball?
No. He's the creator.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, what I'm saying is he left after season 5 to do some other project, and after that, the entire show went off the rails. The season 6 and season 7, absolutely disappointing.
And the fairies were unrealistic, Bonnie, or?
It's not necessarily that they were unrealistic. It's just, oh man, it's been such a long time since I've even watched that season, for that matter. So my memory's a little spotty of it. But there was something with the storyline with the fairies that was just so completely stupid, and it was out of nowhere.
Is the thing with Warlow, the half fairy, half vampire? Was that the one that got you?
I think so. I remember, like, didn't the fairies like kidnap Suki or something like that?
Yeah. It got really bad.
Yeah,
I felt like
it was awful.
the whole thing with, you had Bill Compton, right? And Bill was this like Southern gentleman vampire, and Suki was this Southern lady, and she starts to fall for this Southern gentleman vampire. But then you bring in Eric Northman, which is Alexander Skarsgård, and you start to muddy the waters with the morality of Bill Compton, and you start to muddy the waters with the morality of Eric Northman. Eric seemingly to be the more immoral of the two, but ultimately being the most moral out of the bunch, technically. Just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't make a lot of sense to me to create that dichotomy within those characters.
And also, Suki started sleeping around with multiple characters.
Yeah, which wasn't part
The wolf
of
guy,
who she was.
played by what's his name? The guy who was dating
Oh, you're killing me on this one.
from Modern Family.
No, they're not dating. They were married, and
Oh,
sorry,
I
they were
think they
married.
got a
Sorry, they were
divorce.
married. Sorry,
Joe
they were married.
Manganiello.
Thank you.
Manganiello?
Manganiello.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you.
I think it's Manganiello.
Mhm.
We missed his Deathstroke. I wanted to see him as Deathstroke. We missed out on that.
I know. They really fucked that up.
Not
But anyway, I digress. Let's do some voting, guys. You got a minute on the clock.
Go for Insecure.
Who's covering what?
I'll do True Blood.
Adam Lang says True Blood 100 times over.
Wow. That's
Wow.
cold-blooded.
Oh, I
That's
think
cold-blooded.
there's less.
There's a cult following for our girl, Suki.
Yeah. True Blood's. It's. I mean, the first season was fantastic. Let's be real.
The
It was
novel
really good.
was
so.
really good.
The first
But
season was amazing.
The book, just read the book. Don't even pay attention to the show.
Did Fraggle Rock make the list? No, Fraggle Rock did not make the list. I'm sorry,
Which
Sabrina.
was originally what, though? Nickelodeon?
Well, no. I'm at
Yes.
PBS. I'm at PBS.
Yeah, I think that was originally, yeah. Well, Adam, you're not completely wrong most of the time. He says all HBO shows go off the rail towards the end.
Yeah.
A lot of them do. Yeah, I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest. A lot of them do. What was that? Silicon Valley. That one went so far off the rails. There was no saving it.
Game of Thrones.
There was no saving it. I
Yeah.
got to the last
The
season.
last season of Game of Thrones.
Right?
I mean, that was
It just
bad.
doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
it's
It
bad.
doesn't exist.
So here we go.
It's easy to forget it because you couldn't see half of it anyways.
Ah,
Because it was
Right.
so damn dark.
Mr. Sean says, I'm going for Insecure. The other now would grab my interest. Wow, Mr. Sean. That's
Interesting.
very interesting. Yeah. I did not see that. All HBO shows go off the rails. Sammy says, I also read some of the books too. She
Yeah.
said booze at first, and then I thought she was
It
going to
was.
say
I think it was called like
boobs.
the Sookie Mysteries or something like that.
Mr. Sean says a Black Lady sketch show is one of my faves. Oh,
Like Insecure.
damn. He likes his sisters. Shit. Woo. And Sammy says she was part Fae too, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, she's part of that.
Yeah, and then Adam chimes in and he says Sookie was half fairy. So yeah. I don't think we really have to count the votes because I know for a fact that True Blood won at least by 4-1. Because Mr. Sean was the only one that voted for Insecure. And I did not expect Insecure to make it going forward, but I was just happy to list it and hope that you guys do check it out sometime down the line because it is one of the better HBO shows.
Give it a chance. Give it a chance.
It's on my list.
So True Blood won that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
which puts True Blood against 6 Feet Under.
Oh.
So here we go. All right, I don't know why I took down both the pictures.
Which works
but,
out nicely because it's one Alan Ball show versus another Alan Ball produced show.
Yeah,
That was
ain't
the
that?
original pairing that you wanted to begin with.
That's
Yeah.
true.
See, you got your way, and you didn't even have to argue about it.
No,
Oh, sometimes it just works out in life, Kevin.
sometimes it works out.
Sometimes it's a shit show, but sometimes it works out.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
By the way, did you enjoy yourself
And
at the
sometimes you
Mixer
don't.
on Thursday? Kevin and I went to a production, a movers and shakers mixer. On Thursday.
I met some, as we talked about before we went on air, I met some very interesting people, to say the least.
Yeah.
Very interesting people.
It was a good time. I did not think that either one of us would technically be there or make it, and then somehow we both were able to. The stars aligned, and we were both able to be there at the Movers and Shakers mixer, and we shook. We moved all around, like the whole floor.
Movers and shakers.
Walked around and stuff. I was moving in place, like vibrating and shit. I had at least 2 people stare at me for 20 minutes straight while I did that. It was a weird night, but fun, but weird. Lafayette was everything, says Sammy. Yeah, Lafayette was pretty cool.
God rest his soul, because he passed away, the actor.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he passed away a few years ago.
Oh my God, from what?
I think I gotta be careful with this. I can't remember if it was like some kind of illness or an overdose, something like that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll look it up.
I want to say it was cancer.
Maybe.
I might be wrong.
So we're gonna go, boy, and then you're putting it up against 6 Feet Under. This is poor taste, Kevin.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor taste. No, it's okay. We got 6 Feet Under versus True Blood, guys. Go ahead and vote. You've got 40 seconds left to see who's gonna win.
6 Feet Under, everybody.
6 Feet Under versus True Blood. Who will win? I'm gonna put it in the comments.
The cast is so good.
It was heart failure.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
wow.
That's awful.
That's terrible. He's so young.
Yeah, he missed his 40th. Just missed his 40th birthday.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Terrible.
What year was that, Bunny?
2017.
Oh wow. Didn't see the pandemic even.
No.
Crazy.
Always. I mean, if you're gonna live through the pandemic and then go, or if you're gonna go right before
Yeah,
the
it's better
pandemic,
that he
I
didn't
don't.
have to deal with it. But I just mean, wow, he didn't even see like that part of history.
Mm-mm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. According to his father, it was his body just started shutting down when he tried to withdraw from alcohol on his own.
So it goes to
Yeah,
show
so heart failure stemming from complications from alcohol withdrawal.
it goes to show his character on the show had an alcohol problem. Interesting.
Damn.
So he really was.
I'll never.
promoting.
I don't think I could ever know how to get that. Like, I guess in a way, like, because I have a hiatal hernia, which doesn't enable me to drink too much alcohol, like to crazy amounts that I would never. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know how you would ever get that way. It's just so fascinating to me sometimes. I can understand with depression and stuff for sure, but like at some point your body's got to give you signs. It's like, man, I'm shutting down. Like, you need to fix this shit. That's deep though.
That's where they're learning now that there's something in the brains of addicts that's just wired differently.
Adam Lang says True Blood. So Kevin, let's have you do True Blood, and Bonnie,
Okay.
let's have you do 6 Feet Under if you don't mind. Adam's True Blood. Sabrina's 6 Feet Under. Kevin, Brennan, thanks for joining, is True Blood. Black Crown says 6 Feet Under. Comic Book Ninja says 6 Feet Under. Thanks for joining. Enrique says 6 Feet Under. Adam Lang says True Blood was definitely a pop culture hit compared to the other, more of a general audience. So he already voted True Blood, so we already counted that. And Lafayette, the guy that played Lafayette, Sabrina's, who passed in 2017. So it sounds like 6 Feet Under took it, right?
I have
I hate to say it. Yeah.
Oh well,
Okay.
I liked it better.
So True Blood is
And you
gone.
guys, I had too much tea. I'm viewing another bathroom break.
Okay.
I'll be back. Okay, carry on.
We all know it's diarrhea.
Come on, man.
Be nice. Be nice, Donald.
I can't. You know me. I'm not allowed.
Sammy wanted to make sure that you counted her vote for True Blood, but it
Nah,
wouldn't
nobody
matter
cares,
anyway.
Sammy.
It wouldn't matter anyway. Unfortunately,
We don't count your
unfortunately.
vote anymore.
Wow.
No, we can't. We can't. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. If you don't like it, you can squeeze my peach. That's a snort. Ah, shit. Okay, so we've got round one we have to contend with here. Round one. So we're going to get started on this. Round one's a doozy. We're going to hit you right away, guys. This is a rigged election, says Adam. I know, right?
Jeez.
I know. Somebody bought it. I don't know who. The makers of 6 Feet Under, which is HBO. What? How did that happen? We're going to start off with a doozy of a show. And I mean a true doozy. One that is just seminal. I mean, how else can you describe a mafia hitman, basically, the head of a mafia, going to see a shrink and talking about his day and having these breakdowns while he's trying to contend with people trying to overtake his kingdom, so to speak. It's quite fascinating. That is,
I mean, it's a stressful place to be.
absolutely
It's true.
You don't
Why
think
not?
about it, but it is. That would be The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Yeah, you try to run an operation. That's not easy.
And The
Like that.
Sopranos is going up against another doozy of a show, and one that's already been mentioned, actually. And we are talking about the one with the guy that's in all the Adam Sandler films.
That's Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, Boardwalk Empire. Yeah, Steve Buscemi's been low-key in like almost all of his films.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're good friends.
Yep.
Which I think my favorite one was when he was I don't even know if that was a
Wedding
movie or if it was a skit when he was like dressed as a teenager.
Oh, that was a skit.
Was it a skit? Okay.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
the
that
shit
was a
out of
skit.
that.
God, I love that meme. Just the one clip that came out of it.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Hello, my fellow young people.
Yeah. Oh, there's
I
Jan.
love that one.
Sopranos.
Yeah.
We got Sopranos.
No, my favorite thing that he did in an Adam Sandler movie was The Wedding Singer.
Oh,
He was the
yeah.
drunk brother of a groom.
Yeah. Yeah, he was great in that. I liked him in Billy
Oh
Madison.
yeah, Scary Sneeze.
He was the psychopath in Billy Madison.
Mhm.
That was probably my favorite one. But that's, I think we're getting another Happy Gilmore too movie.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they're working on it.
Unfortunately, no Bob Barker.
Three of the people passed. Bob Barker,
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers, and Joe Flattery passed.
Carl
Jackass.
Weathers could
He
have
passed.
come back though, because he died in the movie.
Well, they were going to find a way to bring him back. They were all three alive when they were starting to write the second script.
Crazy!
Yeah.
Wow.
We got 1 minute, guys. Let's go.
Okay.
Sammy.
And we didn't really talk about Boardwalk so much.
Yeah, let's
that's
talk
a
about
great
Boardwalk.
series. I love
Chris.
Boardwalk so much.
Yay!
Boardwalk.
I feel like
What
it's
what
so
about it
hard
did
to
you like?
commit
It's
to
another
the solo
mafia
level.
thing, right? It's another gangster thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Set in the 20s in Atlantic City, New Jersey. It's a really interesting character study, I think, with a lot of people. It's got a fantastic ensemble cast. You guys know how I feel about Michael Pitt, and he's in it.
You love Michael Pitt.
For time, but yeah, he's in it. He has a very complicated relationship with his mother. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's not spoil it for people who haven't seen the show, but
you would marry
that's
Michael
putting
Pitt.
it mildly.
All right.
So there's a lot of gambling in the Boardwalk Empire, yeah?
Janet, let's have you count Sopranos, and Bonnie, let's have you count Boardwalk, okay?
Okay.
Sammy says Sopranos. Mom says Sopranos. Dad says Sopranos. Enrique says Sopranos. Mr. Sean says Boardwalk Empire. Never a fan of Sopranos. Black Crown says Boardwalk Empire. Kevin Brennan says Sopranos, Boardwalk Empire. So once you figure out which one you want, Kevin, let us know, and we'll add that. Dennis Perez says Sopranos. And Michael Shannon stole the show in Boardwalk, says Kevin Brennan.
You know, he did. He had an interesting character turn for sure.
I didn't
Started off
stick
as
with it long enough. I think I watched like 4 or 5 episodes of it, maybe 6. I watched a good chunk of the first season, and then
Yeah, you should get back into it.
I would have to restart the whole thing in order to remember anything. Is the unfortunate thing with me when it comes to series. If I've taken 6 months off, I'm screwed. Like I've got to start again from the beginning. It's frustrating.
Well, I have the series on Blu-ray, so I have a whole bunch of special features and stuff.
Comic Book Ninja says Boardwalk Empire. So where are we with this?
We got 5 Sopranos.
3 for Boardwalk.
Okay, so even with Ken and Brandon's vote for Boardwalk, we would still have Sopranos taking the vote. So Sopranos is going to take that, and Boardwalk is done.
I'm not entirely surprised, but at the same time, I would have liked to have seen a few more Boardwalk votes.
I literally am not shocked. I'm shocked that Boardwalk has challenged Sopranos for that close of a vote. That does not bode well for later for the Sopranos, I don't think. Dennis says it was his attitude on set that got him kicked out of the cast. It's historically accurate in some parts of the show. Oh, interesting. Number 2 here, battle of the westerns, so to speak. This one is near and dear to my heart. One of my favorite HBO series of all time, and one, Adam, that they did not fuck up, because when they canceled it at the end of season 3, they said, we're going to get back to it. We're going to do a movie. And they did. They finally made a film, and it was great, and it just bookended everything and wrapped it up with a nice, tidy little bow. So we're talking about Deadwood. And yes, a lot of great actors came out of Deadwood that you would not have noticed otherwise. And one of them being Mr. Prettyface there, standing next to Mr. Grumpy Chin.
Oh, Oliphant? Timothy Oliphant?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You know how great I am with names.
Mr. Prettyface.
Yeah.
Mr. Prettyface.
He's like Ole Fat.
And we're going up against the other Western, but an interesting Western, to say the least.
A remake.
Westworld.
Yeah, very original.
Not sure how I feel about it.
From the 70s, right?
Yep.
Originally?
Yep.
Yeah, it came out in the 70s originally, the movie.
I kind of like the movie in a way better, right?
It depends. I mean, the TV show is much more complicated. It gets really deep into different themes and characters. You have a great cast, by the way. The first 2 seasons are the best, especially the first season with Anthony Hopkins. He's wonderful. You know, you got Jeffrey Wright.
First season's great. Yes, first season's great.
I think I got about halfway through the first season. I need to finish it up.
Second season.
I was really enjoying the heck out of it.
Second season's good. After that is,
third season shit to the bed hard, from what I'm told, and fourth season never really recovered.
Yeah.
And then it was done. So it probably should have ended after the second, but I digress. So it's Deadwood versus Westworld, guys. Which one are you voting for? Has anybody seen any of these? I've seen the first season and the
I've
first
only seen the
episode of Westworld.
I've seen all 4 seasons of Westworld.
And
I
I've seen
watched
all
the first episode of Deadwood yesterday,
Okay.
and I didn't get beyond the first.
It's so good.
So you would vote for Westworld, Bonnie?
Given what I know of both shows at the current moment, yeah, I would go to Westworld, because something about Deadwood wasn't as engaging to me. maybe I need to give it another shot, but that one didn't really.
I like
hook me.
Tandy Newton a lot too.
Yeah, me too. She was
Westworld.
All
great.
right. So far we're gonna have a winner here if we don't get these votes in. Enrique says Westworld. And Inez says I'm gonna vote Westworld as I've never seen Deadwood. Shame on you. Shame on you. You will apologize when I see you in person.
I at least watched one
How
episode.
dare you? How dare you?
Maybe I'll circle back to it. I mean, granted, it's only one episode that I watched, but still,
Dead
just
World
with
or
one,
they should
I'm
call
having
it
a hard time.
Dead World.
That would have been a better title.
There you go.
Actually. But Deadwood's great. Comic Book Ninja says Deadwood. Black Crown EP says Deadwood. So we have 2-2. We have a tie. We have Westworld and Deadwood. So if it stays right there in the next 10 seconds or so,
Got the
it'll
council on
go
the
to
vote.
the council, and then I'm fucked.
Yes, you are. You're so screwed.
Rumble Pop Council. I
Yeah.
like being part of the council.
Come on, guys. Somebody throw in a Deadwood or Westworld or
don't
something.
throw
Just
in.
end
Let
it.
us vote.
Just let it
us
end
the
for us so we don't have to
council
vote.
I like
You know, it's-
voting.
Yeah,
You know, it's
voting's
funny.
fun.
There was a sequel to Westworld, the movie. It was Future World.
Yep.
Ooh.
Okay.
So you guys, as
Council
an
time.
Extra,
All right,
they
here we
asked
go.
Me and my friends.
Oh,
if
wait.
we'd go on
Wait.
Westworld, being
Are we?
naked.
Do we count Kevin's? Kevin threw in a Deadwood. Kevin Brennan.
Boy, I was
Yeah,
kind of
let's
late.
count
I was kind of late.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Rob's came in too, so it's tied anyway.
Throw it in.
Oh,
Throw
It's
it in.
3-3. It's tied anyway.
I don't see anything else.
I see it.
Oh, I
Rob,
see it.
Rob,
Okay.
it
just
it
popped
came
up.
in just.
All
it
right.
Came in at the same time.
So it's back
All right.
to us then. Okay. Let's go.
All right. What saith you, Supreme Court Council member Bonnie?
Hold on, I have to get myself.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Ooh, I like that. You got a
Council growth
cloak.
time.
She got a cloak. Oh, I love that. Ooh, I love that. That's
I
awesome.
mean, I already said it before when Janet asked, but yeah, my vote goes to Westworld.
And we already know where you're going, Donald. So that's Deadwood, obviously. So we're tied again.
Deadwood.
So it comes down to the Geminis here. So
Okay.
saith you, Council member Janet.
I enjoyed Westworld a lot more.
Okay. And now it comes down to me, the
Gee.
B.
So, Sir Kevin,
Yes.
Brother
Let
Kevin.
me just take it down.
Yes. Fine. You know where I'm going.
All right.
Forgive me. Forgive me.
A
West-
beautifully
Westworld.
crafted, masterfully
Westworld.
done television
Westworld.
series loses out to a heaping
What?
pile of trash.
What, boy?
But all right.
Wow.
I digress.
Westworld is going.
Y'all
Would
need
you
to
tell-
watch some Deadwood. That's all
We
I
Would you
can
either
say.
tell-
have a clean vote or we go to the coin. I mean,
Would you tell Michael Crichton to his face that since he's no longer with us, would you tell him to his face that his Westworld just sucks?
I'd like dig him up and shake his bones. It's trash. That makes you happy, Kevin. Does that make you happy? Is that what you wanted to hear?
Well, he did Jurassic Park too, as well. You know,
That's
he
true.
did write that.
We got another big
I
one
don't
here.
Have those.
Round 3.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. If you walk
Ooh,
through
it's
the
a good one.
garden, guys, if you walk through the garden, anybody that knows that song knows The Wire. Every season they changed. A different singer would sing that version of the song.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Phenomenal series. Really well done. Grim and grit of Baltimore, Maryland, and all of the crime and violence that comes along with it in the police
And that's-
force as well as in the gangs and the slingers of...
And that's Idris Elba there?
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Okay.
Very early Idris Elba for
Idris.
getting a role here in the U.S. and
And also
Really
Littlefinger. Also Littlefinger's
showing
in
his
it, too.
talent.
Oh, yeah.
I got to
Littlefinger's
meet-
in
started
there.
watching this last week. I think I got about 5 episodes in so far.
Yep.
Before I
Oh.
pivoted to watch a few other HBO shows to prep.
Aidan Gillen.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying The Wire. I see why it had such a big following and why everybody loves it. It's definitely it's a really well put together show.
Well, if anybody knows Cuddy, who was the guy that came out of jail and then he got into boxing to try to help the youths and stuff and was trying to keep his nose clean and stuff, he's played by Chad Coleman, who's a fantastic actor, and he's a hoot, man. He's fun. Like, if you ever get a chance to meet him, he is fun on a bun. Such a nice guy. A lot of the cast, actually, from The Wire are very nice. The Wire. And then The Wire is going up against none other than another show. Another show that I think people are, it's, you know, you either love it or hate it. It's not going to be much in between. Season 1, everybody fucking went gaga over season 1, and I didn't care that much for it, honestly. I thought it was, like, pretentious. I just thought it was, like, just...
Of True Detective?
Yeah, True Detective. It was nonsense to me, the first season.
I haven't said the title.
I love the second season, though, of True Detective.
Okay. How many seasons are in True Detective?
Currently 4, I believe.
They just did the 3rd.
I believe they just did the 4th.
I think they're filming the 4th right now.
I think the 4th is the one with what's her name?
Clarice from
yeah.
Jodie
Put
Foster.
the lotion in
I
the
thought it was
basket.
3.
No, I think that's the 4th.
I thought that was season 3.
I love when he says that. Put the lotion in the basket.
Put the lotion in the basket.
These are both so good.
Season 1 was Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Texas guys.
Season 2 was it was Colin
Mahershala Ali, right? Is it his season 2?
That's season 3, I believe.
Oh, season 3. I'm sorry. Season 3.
Mahershala Ali was season 3.
Are you sure he wasn't season 2?
Yeah, I'm
no,
pretty sure.
season 2 is Colin Farrell
and what's his name? Oh yeah, I talk really fast. I'm really tall. You know what I'm talking about?
Is he from New Orleans?
He was Santa's brother in a movie. he was a wedding crasher. He was a swinger.
Vaughn?
Thank you, Vince Vaughn. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that was season 2.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So we are up to 4 seasons.
All right, so let's count some
My
votes.
brain was eliminating that one for some reason.
The Wire.
Root for True Detective.
Janet, you are going to count for The Wire, and Kevin, you're going to do True Detective. Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, he's in The Wire for sure. So let's see. Porky says True Detective. Kevin says The Wire. Black Crown says True Detective Season 1 was incredible, but that's not a vote. Mr. Sean says The Wire by far. Enrique says True Detective 4 seasons. That's not a vote. And Mom and Dad are not voting. So where are we at? It's not many votes.
2 for The Wire.
And go about what you just said. Just 1 vote for True Detective.
Okay, and Comic Book Ninja says The Wire. So it's 3 for The Wire and 1 for True Detective. All right, so us here in the chat right now that are all of us that are live, Bonnie, if you had to vote for one, which one would it be?
Hard to say, because I really enjoyed True Detective, but I've only seen a handful of seasons of handful of episodes rather of The Wire, so I'm just starting that one, but I think I might actually have to give it to The Wire.
Okay.
Even though I'm only a few episodes in, there's something about it. I get it.
I've seen almost all of True Detective, so I'm like partial to that one. Yeah, I love those actors and the plot.
I'd go with The Wire.
Okay. All right. I would also go with The Wire over True Detective, just because I can understand that the True Detective is telling single stories in a season, a full story. Whereas The Wire, it's telling a full story, but it's a tapestry of one city.
Right. True Detective is an anthology.
And it interconnects. Yeah. So, there's a big difference between those types of shows. And it's harder to pull off 4 or 5 seasons of a regular series and make it very good and make sense than it is to do anthologies, I feel. So I would give it to The Wire, and it sounds like everybody else is doing the same. So The Wire is going to take it, and True Detective is done.
Okay.
Next we do our sports battle.
Battle of the sports.
I mean, one of them is not that sporty.
Well, I'm sorry, I take that back. One of them is not sports so much. It's basically sports versus entertainment battle.
Celebrities. Both have celebrities.
There you go.
Celebrity versus celebrity.
And the rise and fall of Jeremy Piven again.
Aging hipsters. Wash-ups, has-beens.
It's going to be Entourage
Mm-hmm.
versus Can You Smell What the Ballers Are Cooking?
Ballers.
Yeah, it is Entourage
Ballers
versus
is where we
Ballers.
first got to see The Rock singing Taylor Swift.
Nice. So
No,
cute.
thank you. Entourage versus Ballers. There we
I
go.
enjoyed
Minute on the
Ballers, but
clock.
Entourage is amazing.
Entourage is all about a guy's rise to fame and his friends that he brings along for the ride. So it's, and his agent and everything, and it's all about how he circumnavigates that. And it also predicted the future that there would be an Aquaman movie.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
That's
That's
got
true.
those episodes.
And it's
And
got our
successful.
drama.
And successful with that. And successful.
And we get to
I
call Donald.
just started watching it a couple of days ago, and today is when I got up to the Aquaman movie
Oh, it's
episode,
great.
and I just immediately started laughing.
Entourage also
I've
got a
never-
movie, right?
Yes.
They also got a movie, Entourage, right?
Yes, there is.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
there
did.
is.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing I was ever background extra on. Entourage.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Entourage?
Oh, how exciting!
In 06.
I mean, in some respects, it's kind of Sex in the City for guys, in a
It
way.
is.
In a way, yeah, I can see that for sure.
In LA.
Sammy says,
The
have
West Coast
fond
parallel.
memories of watching Entourage on DVD at the house of my first ex-wife was living in. What? On DVD at the house my first ex was living. Never mind.
Ex-wife.
Inez says Entourage. Okay. And we got and ordering Thai food and hanging out with a cute orange cat. Oh, there you go. Enrique says, sorry, haven't watched either. That's okay. What about Arliss? I don't know
Yeah,
that
that's
one.
a good one.
Never
That's a
seen
good
it.
one.
You can tell at what time periods I've had cable and not. Like when I had HBO and when I did not. Was I dating somebody at the time? No. Okay, I didn't have HBO. Netflix really fucked everybody over with that bullshit of you have to be in the same household.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know.
The fact that
They're
they were able
evil.
to figure that out pisses me off, and this is what they can do. Sit and spin on it.
Very evil
I
for doing that.
also thought they were never
Hulu was
going
going to
to
start
put-
doing that soon too. They sent out like the notices that they were going to start banning password sharing,
Great.
which means they're going to ban it for Disney Plus also because they're all linked in together.
Yeah. You know how many people are gonna go down with my account because of that? I've got like
Same.
8
Same.
people watching that thing.
They
It
were
hasn't
supposed
happened
to,
yet,
yeah.
but it's coming. It's coming.
They're supposed to never put commercials on Netflix also, so they
Oh,
would
yeah.
just
Liars.
alert me that
Liars.
it's cheaper now.
Liars.
Yeah, the hell with them. I don't
It's
need them.
cheaper now for everyone just to have their own account then, like $7 for each person.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to add someone on, it's $8. Well, then we'll each just get our own account. That's the stupidest thing. You
Yeah,
should
well, that's what they
save
want.
us money if you want more subscribers, Thunderheads.
Yeah, they don't have that sense in their head. So let's count the votes. We have Ballers from Mr. Sean. Nezzy says Entourage. Comic Book Ninja says Entourage. Donald can't read, says Nezzy. That's fine. I read that. Fool. Rest in peace, Roger, says Sammy. Oh, that must be the cat, I guess. Arliss, Mr. Sean says Arliss was very funny and clever. Sabrina says True Detective. What?
Oh, that's from before.
Oh, she's way behind.
Late to the party on that one.
Yeah. So who won this one? It sounds like
This is Entourage.
sounds
like Entourage.
by one or whatever. So who cares?
Yay, Entourage.
Entourage moves on. Next.
Ooh. This is
what
probably
was
going to be a wipeout.
Crazy. Yes, we know that the final episode sucked like a dumpster, garbage dumpster. We don't need anyone telling us how much they hated the last episode. I get
Inbred.
it. We know that.
Inbreeding.
Moving along.
It just
to the rest of
enrages
it.
me so much.
I'm like,
so
do
much.
you like the characters? Tell me the things that you like.
So we have Game of Thrones. We all know it. We all love it. It is going up against, well, we all loved most seasons of it, against another series cut down in its prime before its time due to budgetary constraints, which remarkably, by using the technology that they used in this film, they were able to save money, or in this series, on the other series that came after it that was huge, which would be Game of Thrones. So we're talking about Rome. So Rome versus Game of Thrones.
Tell me that plot of Rome. I didn't catch.
Julius
I
Caesar.
have not seen Rome.
About Caesar's time? Okay.
Yep. And then about Anthony and Cleopatra and their relationship, and about
Augustus.
the rise and fall of Titus, Pluto, and Augustus, and Pompey, and all that. Yeah. So Rome
That
was
was cool.
Rome's
the
great.
entire Roman Empire.
And Ray Stevenson.
In 2 seasons.
And Ray
So
Stevenson,
you have-
God rest his soul, was in it.
Mm-hmm.
A little more sexy times in Game of Thrones. Other more.
Oh, Rome had it.
prostitutes.
Oh, Rome had its share too.
Oh, Rome definitely had its share.
But you had male prostitutes in Rome, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, I
You
think there was
should.
some gay relationships in there at some
As
point.
you should, like in ancient Greece, like the Olympics and all that business.
Yeah.
And there were 3 people in Rome who would later be in Game of Thrones.
I can't make this high jump unless you suck me off. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, Rome was full of people that just
you
got
had more
fooled.
people. Oh well, there's people conquering lands in both of those shows.
I can't slay this dragon.
You don't get
unless
to
you
be
suck
in the
me off.
snow. You don't get to be in the snow though, do you? In any of the Rome episodes, did they go
Not
into
that-
the winter?
Not that I recall.
Well, winter was coming, but it never showed.
It never showed up. So
No, never showed.
you don't get to have a Khaleesi in Rome.
Well,
Well, you have
I mean,
Cleopatra.
you had what's her name?
Cleopatra.
Yeah, Cleopatra. The lady that played Cleopatra was great, but also the lady that played, I think it was Titus's wife. It was pretty spectacular too.
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah,
you've
she
seen her
was.
in many things.
I mean, on this one, this
Was she in Game of
easy.
Thrones as well? She was like with the sand snakes.
Rob, Vince Vaughn was not in either one of these.
Vince Vaughn.
I'm pretty sure that would have thrown us the f off
I
if
would
we'd
have
have seen
liked to
Vince
see
Vaughn.
him in Game of Thrones.
That would be pretty funny.
So we got like 30 seconds
Swing
left.
dancing.
So let's do the votes, guys. I'm gonna refresh it, so we'll go for a full minute again. We've got
I think
a
this
surprising
is
amount of
gonna
Rome
count.
votes.
Really?
That's surprising.
So let's go. Kevin, you are Game of Thrones. Bonnie, you are Rome.
Okay.
Let's see. I go with the King of the North. Game of Thrones, says Mr. Sean. Comic Book Ninja says Rome. Game of Thrones ruined itself with the last season. Black Crown says I did not like Game of Thrones at all. I'm voting Rome. Sammy says Rome wins hands down.
Really?
Enrique says Game of Thrones. Inez says Game of Thrones. And Rob is now voting True Detective.
Wow.
Hey, Rob.
Catch up, Rob. Catch up.
He hasn't gotten home yet. He can join me when he comes.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So where are we at on this vote?
We're tied, it looks like.
Oh, Porky just voted Game of Thrones.
All right, never mind. Now we
And
got
Sammy says
4.
Ray Stevenson from Ahsoka was in Rome. Yes, he was. He
Yep, I
was
mentioned
Is it a
phenomenal.
tie?
Yep, he was. He played Titus.
No, I think Game of Thrones is ahead by 1 right now.
Yeah, it's by
Yeah,
1 right now.
43.
So we're going to give another 30 seconds, and that's it. And we'll count the votes. But it's looking like Game of Thrones will probably barely win out.
Rob just voted Game of Thrones, so.
Okay. Well, we'll cap it there then. Let's just call it. Game of Thrones takes Rome barely. Barely. So I now have hope for other films, other series now. Because we did not think that anybody would stand a chance against Game of Thrones. And it seems like...
Yeah, I seriously thought
And
that it was
Sopranos,
gonna be a
too.
bloodbath.
And even
But you know what?
Sopranos had a title.
Kevin, I got a feeling this next round,
Should be a
we
white
might
title.
have the ultimate winner.
Possibly.
Possibly. Now that I've seen what
Possibly.
Game of Thrones has done, I'm backing
have
this one.
3
I'm
more
backing this
rounds
horse. I'm backing this
for
horse. Here we
everybody.
go. First one, Tales from the Crypt.
Yay.
Early
man.
HBO.
Crypt.
HBO.
Very early HBO.
Man, I even
Early
had
90s.
HBO at that
Sorry,
time.
late 80s, early 90s, yeah.
Hey.
I mean, HBO has
never
so
could
many
watch
things.
it. I could not watch it.
Oh,
Well,
I like
number one, we didn't have HBO when I was a kid, but going to like friends' houses for sleepovers or whatnot, I could not watch
Too
it.
scary.
Too scary for me. I was such a little chicken.
So we have Tales
Are
from
You
the
Afraid
Crypt.
of the Dark was
Going
very
up
tough.
against another darky kind of a carnival-esque thing, real dark kind of a series. And that would be Carnival.
Is this like American Horror Story, this carnival thing?
No, American Horror Story is an anthology.
Okay.
Carnival was not. Carnival was about heaven and earth, devil and in a godlike character. And the devil took its form in the form of a preacher, whereas the Lord's power was seen through that of a simple carny, young carny gentleman just trying to work his way through life, and had started to develop powers. End of season 2 was seeing it come to a culmination where the preacher was going to go up against this young boy, and sadly it was cut down in its prime and canceled, but it was spectacular. It was a really good series. I actually loaned it to somebody, and they never gave it back. That's how good it was.
Nice.
And I had to re-buy it. I loved it so much. So
Why did you beat that person up for that? They should have beat
Carnival's
that person
fantastic. So we've already had plenty of time, so we're going 45
He was like,
seconds left.
he's not
It's so
worth
good.
it,
It's
Kevin.
worth buying twice.
down. No, you should have beat
That's
that
a good
person
endorsement.
down.
Kevin,
I
he
can't
just
remember
said
who it was.
He's not worth
That's
it.
why
He's not worth
when I
it.
loan
Someone
people
was holding
stuff
him
now,
back.
Kevin, when I loan somebody a movie or something, I'm like, okay, go ahead and hold it. There you go. All right, now let me just take a picture of you with it, so I know that you're the one that has it. So later when you tell me it wasn't you, I can show you this picture, you piece of shit.
The person wasn't worth his punch, Kevin.
By the way, Donald, no need to do any counting. This is a wipeout as predicted.
Mm-hmm.
From Tales of the Crypt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Because
Bloodbath.
many people didn't get to watch Carnival yet.
No, I don't think anybody but me has seen Carnival. So if you guys get a chance, I highly recommend
I'm
it.
sure that I've seen discussions about it somewhere.
It's
but-
really good. The guy that plays the devil like preacher character is the same guy that did the voice of Lex Luthor in the Superman cartoon. He was also the really evil warden or like prison guard in Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. And I can never remember his name. In fact, I'm very horrible at names in general. I'm trying to remember his name. Lex Luthor. Voice actor. There we go.
Jesse Eisenberg? No.
Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown. Yeah. Phenomenal actor. Just does a fantastic job in this also. So if you get a chance to watch it, it's great. Hey, Alex Banquita's here. Hello, Alex.
Alex.
Long
What's up,
time
Alex?
no see. I was waiting on you to call me on that on like several Fridays now. I've been just at home doing nothing, and you don't call. But when I'm out, that's when you call.
He
Now,
has
if you would have
another
called me on
song.
Saturday, I was too busy. I was living La Vida Loci at that point. So it looks like Carnival is gone. Tales from the Crypt wins. And moving on. Next, we're going to get naughty.
Next matchup, I pray for a wipeout on this one. 'Cause
It's
one show I hate
called
with passion.
Heavy Rubbing in a Town. Isn't it what it's called?
All in New York City. It's Sex in the City,
Yeah.
a good show, a proper show, versus a crappy show that also takes place in New York City with a bunch of nepo babies, bunch of nepotistic girls, and one particular person who I cannot stand, who is the evil person.
Yes.
Girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Sex and the City gets your vote, Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin, who's your favorite on Sex and the City? Your favorite character?
Charlotte.
Charlotte, because she's so goody two shoes.
Yes, I think so.
That's
Oh.
you, Kevin.
That's probably
I got to
why.
go with what's her name?
Samantha.
Yeah, Samantha.
That's your speed, Donald. You, Bonnie, who's your favorite?
Somewhere between Carrie and Samantha.
Okay, Carrie is my favorite. I like Miranda, but yeah, Carrie
I
got the
cannot
flavor.
stand Miranda.
She
I
annoyed you.
can't stand her.
I like
She's
Mr.
so
Big.
stupid.
She's a
Good.
horrible character.
Oh, Mr. Big's cool. He's a
Sad to
cool
see that he
character.
passed. Didn't he pass?
He did?
I'm pretty sure the guy that played Mr. Big passed away, didn't he?
Chris Knopf.
Chris knows?
Yeah. Didn't he pass away?
Let me check. Let me
Did
check.
he? I mean, I know Mr. Big did. I
People
know
in
they
the
killed off
comments
his
can
character.
tell
I
us.
can't remember
No, he's still alive.
Is
He's
he?
still alive. Yeah.
Oh. Why do I think he passed away?
because they killed Big
Take him out.
in
Right,
the reboot series, and
They
just
killed
like
him
that,
off?
they killed him off. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's
So he's still alive. All right. Well, that's good. I'm happy. I mean, I'm
So, yeah,
sad
Chris
that Mr.
Noth himself is still alive. They just killed off.
What a great character, Mr. Big. I smoke cigars and I tell women what to do. Love
That's
that.
I smoke cigars.
That's my favorite part about him. I'm going to tell you what to do, lady. And I'm like, there you go. Guys,
must
I
stand
call
you
Kevin
up
up.
at your
I would
wedding.
call Kevin up and I'd be like, Kevin, he's telling that girl what to do. And Kevin's like, I know, I see it. He's telling the girl what to do. And she's doing it. And I was like, yeah, she's doing it, Kevin. Ha 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 ha. Ha. And we both
Kevin
giggle.
is so
Wait, what is-
pro Charlotte.
Why I'm
And
blanking
Sex
right now.
and
What
the
is
City
his
got
best
2
friend's
movies.
name?
That's right.
Alex says there's an episode of Sex and the City where one of the girls dates a guy who owns a comic shop, and it was St. Mark's Comics in New York, but it closed down since. But it's closed down. I've been to that one. I actually went to the St. Mark's Comics in New York City. I think if I recall, you had to like go down a couple steps or something, and then you go in, and it's like really narrow in parts of it to get into the back area and stuff. If I'm remembering correctly. But I could be wrong. It's been it's been like 9 years since I've been there, so. Don't watch either. Let's see, so let's count some votes. Kevin, you can be girls, and Bonnie, your sex.
Of course you do that to me.
Yep.
Okay.
Sammy says sex. Mom says
I
sex.
am.
Dad says sex. Oh, well, I guess they're going to have a good night. Huh? What? What's that?
He doesn't want to say Sex and the City.
She's the best, and I won't watch the new show because she's not there. Oh.
Oh,
I agree.
Samantha.
Let's see. Adam Driver is the only good thing about girls. That says
I agree.
That's Kevin. Enrique
Honestly,
says
Adam Driver
sex.
is the only reason I even watched Girls.
Hey, Alex says you do go down steps. You remember correctly. Yes. So I've been to that shop for sure. It was an interesting shop. There, I went to like 2 or 3 comic shops while I was there. One of them, of course, I think was Midtown. I want to say
Yep, Midtown.
Multiple
Midtown,
floors or whatever. That was a cool one too. That actually was a nice one. It looks like Girls is not getting a vote, and that's good for us.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
Get out of
Let's
here.
move on.
Girls.
Let's
Girls,
move
get
on.
out of here.
It was a good matchup for the sake of the
Right.
parallels, but yeah, Sex and the City's way better.
Right.
Even if it doesn't have Adam Driver in it.
Now we have a good comedy versus. We are talking Silicon Valley. Yes, we finally got to that one, which had 3 stellar seasons, and then the rest hot trash, as far as I'm concerned. Just talk about shit in the bed. Yeah, dumpster fire. Versus Larry David.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Some people don't like that kind of awkward comedy very much, Janet. Like, some people are not into
Like,
those awkward situations that Larry David gets into.
25% of the world that didn't like Seinfeld, maybe.
Yeah, you're probably right. I didn't like Seinfeld.
It's me. I didn't like Seinfeld.
Thank you.
I never watched Curb Your Enthusiasm. I think I saw like maybe an episode or 2 here and there, because I dated people that were really into it. But yeah, I don't.
You're
really
like, that's
remember
why we didn't work out, right, Bonnie? Because they like that show.
Maybe I spelled enthusiasm
You're
wrong.
like,
I don't
have
know.
to realize that was their favorite show. You can see yourself to the door if you're enthusiastic about it.
Let's see.
Yeah.
No vote by
First
Mom
round.
and Dad. Mom and Dad, I think you
I'm
guys
not
would
that
actually
picky.
like Silicon Valley, though. I think you both would enjoy it. So if you get a chance to check it out, I think you should. Especially the first 3 seasons are really, really good. Forbidden Planet.
What?
Yes, Alex, I
Break
went
it
there.
down.
I went to Forbidden
Break it
Planet.
down. What's the premise of Silicon Valley?
Silicon Valley is about Pied Piper, the creation of Pied Piper. It's this guy that creates this startup company and is trying to create this app to, I think it's like do some type of investing or something. It's supposed to be kind of like Robin Hood, but they call it Pied Piper. And it's all about the trials and tribulations of getting a startup going and people stealing your shit or competitors, people that want to buy you out, things like that, but told in a very funny way. It's done by Mike Judge, the creator of Beavis and Butthead. So you know that it's going to have that wacky kind of weird comedy.
And Idiocracy.
Yes, and it is up against Larry David, who is the real-life Jerry Seinfeld, so that's really all you need to know, is Curb Your Enthusiasm is just about Jerry, and all the other wacky characters around him are secondary to Jerry. Which is, I'm sure, like, Larry David's probably got to be low-key one of the richest people, right? Because, like, he did Seinfeld, and he got paid a fortune for writing that. But then he decides to take that idea and just do it himself. And then, because he doesn't care and he's happy to do it, goes on for, like, 17 freaking seasons of this show. It's insane. He's got to be making bank, man. He's got to be making
Oh,
bank.
he is. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
They like that he's like bitter and stuff, and like he doesn't care. He's not trying to please anybody. I
Right.
think that's what people.
True.
That he doesn't care.
Janet, you're going to be Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Bonnie, you are going to be Silicon Valley. Alex is going with Curb. He says Silicon Valley was great, but I got to go with Curb Your Enthusiasm. Mr. Sean says Silicon Valley. Black Crown says Silicon Valley. Porksy says Porky Staza? I don't know. Says Silicon Valley. Alex says I love Seinfeld. Curb is Seinfeld. Is George was the main character and Rich. Oh, Curb is Seinfeld. George was the main character and Rich. Oh, really? Oh, he's more George Costanza.
Then he is Jerry. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That I did not know. Enrique says Curb Your Enthusiasm. Nezzy says Silicon. Sabrina says Curb. Alex says Martin Starr on Silicon Valley played Bill on Freaks and Geeks, one of my favorite shows. Yes.
Yay,
Sadly, only lasting for one season. I rewatched that simply because of who was I talking about that just passed? Joe Flattery. And he was the dad in Freaks and Geeks, and that to me was his best role ever. Was playing the dad in Freaks and Geeks. I thought he was fantastic, just phenomenal. And then Mr. Sean says, drink coffee, hail Satan. No vote for mom and dad. Donnie can't read, says Nezzy. Whatever. You can't read his name either. And Alex says George is based on Larry David. Got it. Okay. So where are we at on these votes, guys?
I have 4 for Silicon.
3 for Curb.
Wow.
Wow.
Pretty close.
Okay.
All right, Silicon Valley.
Wow.
It's
Kevin,
a
you didn't expect
popular
that.
Silicon Valley.
No, I didn't. No, I did not.
Okay. So that takes us to the next round.
We've
Next
got
round.
a few surprises tonight.
That's an upset. That is an upset.
That's a pretty good upset, yeah.
Yeah.
Who died? Who
6 Feet Under is going against something, you guys?
Not
We're putting
yet.
That in? Okay.
died? We've got Sopranos. That's under the. So that's why I wasn't able to find it the first time. The Sopranos. I love it. Like, we had this kid at the comic book shop, and I'm like, can you put this stuff away alphabetically? And he's like, yeah. And then I go the next day and I check, and half the shit's under the. Under T. And I was like, I can't with you kids. So we got Sopranos.
You know what's funny enough, actually, HBO, I was looking for something in the HBO listings under movies, and they've got a big chunk in the middle where everything is sorted by the.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? Why are they
What was it? They
It's,
don't
it's
have
Gen
that.
Z programmers. It's Gen Z
They don't have the
programmers.
catalog, right, Kevin? What was it called
Right.
at the library?
Oh, the
library
Dewey
catalog?
Decimal System. The
Dewey Decimal
System.
System. Yeah.
Well, this is going to be easy, I hope. Sopranos versus Westworld. Dear God, come on.
Okay, versus Westworld.
I feel like it
If
could go
Westworld
either
wins,
way.
what will you do, Donald? If Westworld wins, what will you do?
Bring
Go
something.
streaking.
I'll
naked
shit in your
like the
pants,
people of
Kevin.
Westworld.
Okay.
He's moving to New Jersey.
That's
That's what it'll do.
I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Porky says Sopranos. Black Crown says, guys, you forgot about Mr. Show with Bob. I did not forget about that,
I
sir.
love that
And I will point
so
this
much.
out to you. We made an entire list. And I wrote down here at the bottom, I wrote Mr. Show right there and Flight of the Conchords.
The handwriting.
Oh, you're full of shit. Everybody can read my handwriting, but
Cannot
you.
read it.
You got
So
who?
tiny.
Can you
See,
read
I
that?
would've-
Can you guys read what that says? Does that say Game of Thrones? Does that say
Yes.
Tales from the Crypt? Does that say Sex in the City? Janet's just blind.
I said that I
Proof
was
is in the
blind.
pudding.
Can't send
Proof
us
is
an
in
email.
the
Jesus.
goddamn pudding.
Yeah.
Send an email.
You just
20
ate a
Janet,
giant
he was
sack of
visibly
dicks.
offended. He's very
Everyone is
upset.
blind.
Because my handwriting's not that bad. It's not great, but
I
it's
am
not that
blind,
bad.
is what I said. I actually didn't even say anything about your handwriting, really.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you did. I heard you say it. You said it right away. First thing you said.
Well,
Instantly.
no need to.
Aw.
no
So
need to count
Sopranos
votes.
versus Westworld. Yeah, we don't have to worry.
No need to count votes. You're in luck. Sopranos
Okay.
wiped it out.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Sopranos.
All
right.
How are we in luck? He
Bye,
now has to
Westworld.
move to New Jersey.
Janet and I fought through that whole thing.
This is what the show is about. The battles.
Yeah.
Holly Walnuts. That's a cool name.
Holly Walnuts.
See, if
Yeah.
I had my way, we would have put Flight of the Conchords up against Tenacious D.
Oh, I would love Flight of the Conchords on here. Yes.
Right?
That's true. That
or
would have
up
worked.
Against that other one somebody just mentioned. Was the other comedy?
Mr. Show.
Yeah,
Holly
Mr.
Walnuts.
Show
Mr.
up
Show's
against Flight of the Conchords. So there's
Yeah.
two men.
I love that. I love Flight of the
Either one of
Conchords.
those up against Tenacious
Flight of the
D,
Conchords
and I
is
would
fantastic.
hope that the D would win.
All right, here we go. We've got coming up next. We have The Wire.
Okay.
So this is an interesting matchup. We have The Wire going up against none other than if I can pull it up, Entourage.
Oh, they're two very different shows.
I know. I have a feeling The
Mhm.
Wire would be more popular, but I like Entourage. It's got Donnie drama.
Mhm.
Hollywood Glitz versus Baltimore's grimy Baltimore.
Mom,
Turtle.
Dad, I think I don't know if you would like,
There's
The
something
Wire.
very
I know
charming
Dad
about
would.
Turtles.
But they would like
Stupidity.
Entourage.
but yeah, maybe Entourage.
I feel like people that live in LA really understand Entourage.
Yeah.
It's very much our thing. Where is The Wire
Yeah,
set?
I
again?
feel like
Baltimore.
that could give it,
Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore. Okay. Baltimore, yeah.
Okay. Well, we've got 2 for The Wire and 1 for Entourage so far.
Actually, make it 2.
Black Crown says, I forgot about Flight of the Conchords. Great freaking show. Fantastic show that broke into song. I mean, and they were great songs. Like, it's if you get a chance to go and visit that, and Mom and Dad, I think this is another recommendation I'm going to have for you. Flight of the Conchords is just fun on a bun. It's just about 2 goofy New Zealand Kiwi dudes trying to circumnavigate, I think it's New York City,
As musicians.
as musicians, as failing musicians that are trying so hard, but not quite working out for them. So we got The Wire, Entourage. I love The Wire, but I got to go with Entourage to even go to SDCC one episode. Yep, you're right, Alex. So that's a tie. Sammy says Entourage. So Entourage is now in the lead, beating out The Wire. This is insane.
Is it though?
It is.
I know we love Entourage.
I mean, I honestly I could see it going either
I mean,
way.
if you're
but
going
this
for-
audience does tend to sway.
If you're going
more
for shows
comedy.
that have like a beginning and an end that makes sense, then
Or
that's
fun characters
The
instead
Wire.
of like so much drama when you're like stressed out. You might need that comic relief of Entourage.
Yeah. And
Sure.
there's something very relatable about Entourage
I guess that's
living
it.
where we live.
And we always
Oh.
like that boy because he
Another
was in that
upset?
cheesy
Yeah,
movie
these-
with Sabrina.
Another
Tito.
upset?
sons of bitches. Yes. the Wire lost.
Nice.
It's a
Go
fucking Entourage.
Wow.
You
Wow.
love Entourage. Though.
Oh shit! You know what that means?
Uh-oh.
A new contender has entered the ring. So that means it's not over for Entourage. They have another hurdle to pass.
Yeah.
Might have been easier for you guys the other way, but you done fucked up now. We have Entourage taking on the preliminary battle winner, which was 6
Sopranos?
feet under.
Oh.
So 6 feet under versus Entourage. Jeez, if they whooped the Wire, I can't see 6 feet under lasting more than 2 seconds.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's disturbing.
That
That's
one
I
boy
know.
was on the
I know,
Happy
Kevin.
Ever After show, right? We always liked him too from Entourage. I forgot his character name. The guy he has one of them with sunglasses.
Oh, Dylan. What's Dylan?
Johnny Drama. Johnny
Yeah,
Drama.
Dylan was great. Yeah, he was cool.
Is he supposed to like represent Donnie Wahlberg in a way? Since the main character is based on Mark Wahlberg.
Probably.
Perhaps. Supposed to represent our Mr. McKinney.
I mean, Donnie
back
was the older brother, so
Exactly. So I was curious.
here. Mhm. That could be.
yeah. And Mark had his film career before Donnie did. So
That's true. Donnie just
Did
just
the
a
Wahlbergs
you
get
kiss on the
like,
block.
paid for this or executive produce it?
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg
Mark-
is a producer.
Mark,
I
yeah.
didn't
Mark's
even
producer.
realize it was based on them.
Mhm.
That's cool. Except they'd all be related, not just like his entourage.
All right.
I'm like they all be related. I mean, there are a lot of
30
Wahlbergs.
seconds left. 27 seconds left. All
They
right.
are.
So Sammy says Entourage still. Alex says Entourage. Nezzy says Entourage. Enrique goes 6 feet. Meaning, like, if you guys still vote for Entourage, you need to stay 6 feet away from me. I'm pretty sure that's what he meant with that. That's what I'm going with anyway.
Stop. Let people vote how they want.
It's true, Alex. It is true. All right, so 6 feet's done.
Wow,
we
Entourage.
did not expect that to work out for
I
them
kind
anyway.
of thought that might happen, but you know,
Yep.
That's sad. That's so sad.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful.
So that brings us, Jesus, what's left?
Well, the next one's a very interesting matchup. 2 classics.
Yeah, it's
It's
true.
Game of Thrones versus Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Wow.
Game of Thrones is in trouble. Low key,
I don't.
because I think Tales from the Crypt has more power than we think. There's that sentimentality with Tales from the Crypt, and it goes back far. It goes back to the 50s, guys.
Wait, I thought we eliminated Game of Thrones.
No, that
it
one
made it. It survived
versus
against Rome.
Rome.
It survived against Rome.
Okay.
Yeah,
My bad.
it made it.
I
Sorry.
don't know. There's too many Game of Thrones fans.
I don't know about here though.
Maybe. Do y'all watch Game of Thrones?
Did you even Game of
You guys F
Thrones?
with Game of Thrones?
Okay,
Effing
let's
with
count the
you.
votes starting right now. Alex says Crypt, Sammy says Crypt, Mom says Crypt, Dad says Crypt. That's 4 for the Tales from the Crypt.
Oh yeah,
Rob's coming in with a Game of Thrones.
that's right.
Enrique says Tales from the Crypt. So we're just doing a vote by vote.
Enrique.
Mr. Sean says Game of Thrones. Alex says Tales from the Crypt is good every season. So let's see. So we got 1 for Crypt, 2 for Crypt, 3 for Crypt, 4 for Crypt, 5
Dang,
for
you're
Crypt,
right, Donald.
5 for Crypt, 2 for Game of Thrones, 6 for Crypt, 7 for
Wow.
Crypt, and 2 for Game
Wow.
of Thrones,
Bloodbath.
Wow.
and 3 for Game of Thrones, 7 for Tales from the Crypt. Anybody
Wow.
else want to cast their vote before we
Yeah,
call it?
I think we call it.
What about cutie Queen Khaleesi? I thought that she would have gained some nerd votes.
She's cute and all, but she gave up the goods too early,
You
so
kicked
we
her out
weren't
of the bed,
entertained
right,
anymore
Tom?
after that. Yeah.
Apparently, nostalgia is gonna beat it out over boobies.
Donald kicked her out of the bed. He kicked her right into the crypt.
Boom. Game of Thrones is done.
Wow.
Tales from the Crypt. Whoops its butt.
All
Next
right.
up.
Final quarterfinal matchup. Sex and the City against Silicon Valley.
What a interesting matchup this will be. I'm curious to see if all the ladies are going to get together and go, well, we have to vote for Sex in the City.
We don't have that many women on this watching right now. It's
Wow,
mostly
Janet.
dudes.
Wow.
We don't.
You know,
Count-
sometimes
Tell me how many there are.
I'm not going to say that just because somebody's name is Alex that he is not a she.
That's
and
okay,
same
but
thing
there's,
with
like,
Porky and
probably
anybody
3
else.
and a- 3.5
I don't just
ladies
assume, Janet.
I said ask. I didn't say assume, or I said count.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Janet, what's this right here? Oh.
Nice.
Oh, where's
isn't
yours?
that the month
Where's
I
yours?
was
Oh,
born in?
no.
Pride Month?
Okay.
Pride Month
Okay.
is Janet's birth month.
Yeah, well, they didn't invent it for you.
Yes, they did.
They did it, they did it out of opposition. They were like,
Because I
we
was
got to stop
pro
Janet.
Pride.
We have to stop Janet. How do we do it? Pride. She thinks the whole month is hers. No.
It is.
The whole month
Me and
belongs
Kevin
to
own
the,
this month.
to the LGBT
Me and
community.
Kevin own the month.
We have to take them down. How do we do it? Pride.
Twins.
And Juneteenth. Don't forget Juneteenth.
Oh, yeah. That gets buried out here, I feel.
No, it's weird.
It
Yeah,
really
it's true, it
does.
And Flag
It
Day
is officially
even
a
so.
national holiday now, though, for the last couple of years.
Yeah, yeah,
Also,
the one
like,
day,
what
right?
about solstice? Summer solstice is important.
That's true. That's next week.
The pagan holidays.
So
Father's Day.
Yep, that's this Sunday.
Sex and the City. Everybody.
This is kind of interesting,
Are
actually.
people? What are they rooting for? I can't see the thing. I don't have.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, I don't have it up right now.
That was a burn towards you, Donald. I don't know what that means.
A burn, Donald. Somehow.
Somebody burned
Yeah,
you.
I don't know. Somebody, I guess. I have no idea. Okay, so let's go. Porky says Crypt Keeper is way hotter than Khaleesi. That's funny.
That's okay. Good to know.
Mom and Dad both say Sex in the
Necrophilia.
City. So that's 2 for sex. Alex says Silicon. Mom says girl here. And then Nazi says Silicon Valley. Also a girl, by the way, I believe. And I believe Sabrina is also. So quite a few. Sammy as well.
Yay, girls.
I don't know. Maybe let's just discount all
Who
of them.
rules the world?
So Nezzy said Silicon. Mr. Sean says Silicon. Porky says Silicon. Sammy says Sex in the City. Enrique says Silicon. And Sammy's getting pissed. And Alex says there's too many holidays and get off his lawn.
Get off my lawn.
So where are we at with the vote, guys?
I
Silicon.
think, if I'm counting correctly, we have 5 for Silicon and 3 for Sex and the City.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Silicon. 1, 2.
The ladies like Silicon
3.
Valley better.
Yeah. So it's 5 for Silicon and 3 for Sex and the City. Yeah.
Wow, it's like
Silicon
upsets
whooped 'em.
everywhere.
Yep.
Upsets everywhere. What is
Sex
going
and the
on
City
here?
is done.
I can't believe this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is
I
going to be
am
an
a little
interesting
surprised.
semifinal. Let's bring it out. We have Sopranos, which we haven't seen in forever. It took so long for the rest of them. We have Sopranos is going up against
Entourage.
and it might end up being the battle of the comedies here, guys. It's possible.
Yeah, this is a
Yay.
really good matchup, actually. Yeah.
So Entourage versus Sopranos, right? Am I right on this one?
You got it. You
Yeah.
got it.
Okay, Sopranos versus Entourage. Let's go. A minute on the clock, guys.
Yeah, I mean, both have very diehard fans, so
Especially on here.
this will be interesting.
For me,
Mhm.
Sopranos. Soprano or Prano. I guess you guys speak Italian now, so.
Soprano.
I know. A lot of people actually say that. Like, they're Italiano.
Yeah.
Soprano.
I mean, the proper way would be soprano, but
It
you
would,
know.
but we can't seem to say Los Feliz.
Soprano. Soprano.
But no one here can pronounce Feliz correctly, which is surprising.
Feliz.
Or San Pedro, everyone over there. It's not Pedro. I don't care how many people correct me.
Last night I dreamt of
Pedro, yeah, even Madonna says it right.
So is it Cahuenga or Kahunga?
Cahuenga, but that's
Cahuenga.
actually some Native American name. It's not even in Spanish. It might have been the not the Miwok, I forget. It's like the Chumash. It's a Chumash word, I think. Cahuenga.
Okay. Alrighty, here we go. Boy, let's hit it. All right, guys. Kevin, you count Sopranos. Janet, do you want to do Entourage?
I got it.
Okay, Enrique says Soprano. Sammy says Sopranos, even though I love both. Mom says Sopranos. Dad says Sopranos. Nezzy says Entourage. Alex says Sopranos, but only because my neighborhood growing up was actually run by the mob. LOL, it's too relatable, and we had cafes full of mobsters that looked like Sopranos characters.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Makes sense. In
See,
Brooklyn,
people
yeah.
vote for what's relatable to them.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
It makes sense.
It's true. So right now we're sitting at an annihilation of.
Yeah. Entourage only has one.
Yep.
We definitely have more people watching than us.
Yeah, some people are, I guess, haven't seen a lot of these shows. That's why they're not voting. They're just kind of here for the ride. I guess I understand.
They're here to watch Kevin.
No. They're here to watch Donald.
There we go.
And his beard,
Both
fluffy
sides.
beard.
Entourage is done. Sopranos wins this round, so it has made it into the finals.
Sopranos.
Not surprising.
All right, well, this one, let's see what happens. We've got
Who's gonna go against
Tales
Sopranos?
from the Crypt. And then when it was The Sopranos, it was like, woke up this morning, got myself a gun. Mama told me the picture was the only one. Something like that. And it's going up against Silicon Valley.
Wow.
Oh, shit. I threw it away. I hate it. Sometimes I go to like shrink down the photos and I just throw them away by accident. Just toss
We
them.
remember what it looked like.
Yeah. No, I brought it back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it just
those
tosses it
boys-
off the screen.
These nerdy boys versus the Crypt Keeper. I think the Crypt Keeper is going to win. They are. These nerds.
All right. It's going to be
Crypt Keeper, of
Tails
course, is gonna
versus
win.
Silicon. Okay. Obviously, says Alex, Crypt.
Yeah, see, obviously.
Oh, he says we're all here to watch Janet, obviously.
Oh, sweet Alex.
Well, Alex,
And
if
I'm
I
here
was
for Alex.
if I was in the chat, I'd be here to watch Bonnie.
Oh, yay, Bonnie.
Aw.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Bonnie. My roommate said that you looked really good last week. Nothing about me, but he just loved watching you. Like to
Aw,
my face,
thanks,
like,
Rob.
thanks. I'm chopped liver, Rob.
He loves your hair. He loves the hair.
And your glasses, and your face, and everything.
And the cats.
Oh, so cute.
Looking
Bonnie is
adorable
popular.
right now.
Bonnie's keeping the ratings up.
See?
Okay, here we go.
They come for the cats.
So Alex is saying Crypt Keeper, and Nezzy says I'm here for Bonnie and Janet.
Yay,
Mom
Nezzy.
says Crypt Keeper. Dad says Crypt Keeper. Nezzy says Silicon Valley. Enrique says Crypt Keeper. Mr. Sean says Silicon. Sammy says Crypt, and Porky says Crypt. So it sounds like Crypt is just
5 for
Yeah,
Crypt.
Crypt.
Isn't it?
Got it. Crypt's the
Wow.
winner.
so. Tales from the Crypt versus The Sopranos.
Wow.
There we
For
go.
all the marbles. For all the marbles.
Yeah.
Crypts and Crypts.
We've got 90s, like 80s, 90s nostalgia versus
I'm gonna put a minute on the clock, and I'm gonna
early
run
2000s
some. I'm
nostalgia.
gonna play some music. Let's play some beach party music. How about that? There we go.
Honestly, I like the way this worked out because it's, like original HBO versus modern HBO.
Yeah, that is nice. I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
basically
wonder,
what
though,
put
if-
HBO on the map twice. Originally, Tales from the Crypt,
Yeah.
and then
what kind of reignited it?
reigniting is Sopranos. This is
I
actually
wonder
perfect.
if this super young generation, though, have even seen The Sopranos or any of it.
Or this
I'm
Tales
sure
from the
they
Crypt
have.
or Tales from the
They
Crypt.
might
Looks like
not
we're
have seen
tied,
it.
though, guys. This is going to be a nail biter. We have 2 Tales from the Crypt versus 2 Sopranos.
I feel like this is one that people need to kind of.
I mean,
for a
I
second.
think Tales from the Crypt is more popular with this group.
She'll see.
It seems to be
Right? With these
the way it
votes.
annihilated everything else, but I don't know.
And
Can
then
we
let's see.
still have 6
So
feet
we
under?
have so let's all keep track of this. Here we go. We've got Sammy going Tales from the Crypt, Porky going Tales from the Crypt, Mom Sopranos, Dad Sopranos, Mr. Sean Tales from the Crypt, Enrique Tales from the Crypt, Nezzy I've seen neither, but I'll go vote Sopranos. Okay. Damn, Gen Alpha not knowing HBO or being old enough to watch it, but are in the chat maybe. Yeah. So it sounds like Tails is just barely winning by 1 or 2, right?
Or one vote.
I have
One
4
vote.
to 3. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's where we're sitting.
Oh, wow. What about Rob? He's on a Lyft ride right now. He's not
probably-
chiming.
Yeah.
He's almost home. He's coming in the door.
I feel like Rob would probably vote for Crypt.
Mm-hmm. Tales from the Crypt. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have knocked it over. But Tales is winning,
Okay.
huh? For
Yeah. I mean, no new ones. We're gonna have to get details.
Wow, the
So-
Crypt Keeper rises.
I actually predicted one accidentally.
Wow, I can't believe he beat Game of Thrones. Actually,
Tales from the Crypt, guys. Look at that. The winner. Boom.
wow,
Tales from the Crypt.
I
Ultimate
can't read
winner.
That.
You shut your mouth. I
It's
swear to
really,
God.
it's hard to see. You got to write in all caps, very large.
Let me draw something that you can see, Janet. Let me just draw it
Oh,
here.
no.
It's people in the audience are looking at a very tiny YouTube screen. You can even get closer to your screen, Donald. You're way back there. What is that?
It's a ball sack that's maldeformed with a big
God.
dick attached to it. It's a middle finger, Janet. What do you mean?
Things
What
that
is
you
that?
like looking at every day, huh? Your favorite thing to draw?
I look at my own penis every day. Yes, I do. And if you're not
Why-
looking
why
at
would you-
your
why would you do that
vajayjay
for?
every day, you're doing it a disservice. That's all I
Why
can
would you
say.
do that for? Why would you do that for?
Why wouldn't you? You got to hold it. What do? You just go up to the restroom?
I let
Which I've
other
seen guys
people
do this, by
enjoy.
the way. They go up to the urinal,
No hands. No hands. Yeah, no hands. No, remember?
and I'm like,
remember-
"What are you doing?
God.
Wait.
Is
remember
it fully
Comic-Con?
erect right now? And
The
why?"
parents have stopped.
You remember
Why?
Comic-Con?
Now. They tuned
Wait,
out.
do you remember at Comic-Con in the bathroom? There was a guy doing that?
Yeah. Oh no, I remember the guy. I'm not gonna do it, but I remember the guy had his pants down and basically his bare ass hanging out, and he's leaning over the wall like this. Like
Yes, I
this.
saw that.
And he's
Yes.
going, oh.
Yes, I saw that.
And I'm
Yes,
like-
I saw that.
Man, go sit down. Go in the stall and sit the hell down. Nobody needs. I should have went over there, slapped his ass real quick, and ran the hell
Nobody
off.
got time for that.
Good Lord and gravy. I mean, what are you doing, dude?
No, I'm saying you got some strange dudes that you see in the public bathrooms doing some things. I'm like,
I'm
what,
sure-
what are you doing?
I'm
man?
sure if you could like remove one of the stall doors, you'd see some weird ass ladies too. I'm sure of it.
Weird ass.
They'd be
Oh,
all
you-
freaky deaky in there, like one leg up or some shit going.
Freaky
You
deaky.
know.
I'm not gonna say weird, but definitely gross because the women's restroom gets fucking nasty sometimes.
That's
Oh,
right.
I
At the
bet.
ArcLight, I heard about
Ugh.
the ArcLight bathrooms. The ArcLight ladies' bathrooms, I heard were a disaster. I heard they were bad.
Sammy says I have great artistic talent. Thank you, Sammy. And Alex says that's how everyone pees at Comic-Con.
Peace.
It is not a weird looking mountain. That's
Like,
That's
why
a-
weren't you
that's
doing that?
look. If you compare, it's
Doing
pretty
the
close,
rings.
right?
You're gonna have to describe what's
It's pretty
in it.
terrible. Never mind. It's pretty terrible. I don't know. I can't draw hands very well. I can't draw very well in general, so it is what it is. This channel is a comic podcast too. The show based on a comic should have won. Yeah,
That's right.
that's a good point. That's a good point, Alex.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which one was
definitely a good
that?
point.
Solid.
Oh, but
Mm-hmm. Kirkman and Frank Miller pee like that too, Donald. Oh my God, those poor sons
What?
of bitches.
What?
they noticed how they peed.
I guess if you're a celebrity and you're pissing, somebody's gonna take note. You know.
Wow.
Mr. Sean says way too much information. Well, I followed you into the bathroom, sir, and let me tell you what.
Oh no!
It looked like that.
Following everyone into the bathroom. Heads up. Escape to the ladies'
I'm just
bathroom
kidding.
if you want to
I'm
avoid.
just kidding. I'm
Guys,
just
check it
kidding. Check your prostate, man.
Or Donald will check it for you.
Shit. Yeah. Wow. Whoa, Janet. Slow down.
You're
Slow
checking them
down.
out in the bathroom.
Slow down. Here, let me give you something to squeeze. Squeeze my peach. Squeeze my peach.
Squeeze vision.
Is that
All
a
right.
peach?
Jeez, that was. I don't have a peach for each. I only have one peach, unless I split it in half.
Ah.
Half a peach.
See, right now, I just have quotes from Face Off going through my head.
A great movie.
Yeah, great movie indeed.
Also came out in 1997.
It was John Travolta's best attempt to try to Nicolas Cage the shit out of Nicolas Cage. He tried to one-up Nicolas Cage with his Nicolas Cage.
Nice.
yeah.
He tried.
No such
I
luck.
think he did an okay job.
I think he did. Yeah. I can agree.
I think they did a very good job in general of
Mm-hmm.
playing each other.
I love how
But of course, Cage being Cage is like,
Yeah. Well, yeah. I love how Travolta now though is going without the wig, without the hairpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. He's bald and loving it. And that's going to be me in 10 years, probably. Bald and loving it. Hopefully. We'll see. I'll probably have some like...
He looks nice both ways. He looks great with the wig, and then he looks pretty great.
Okay, let me ask you something. What if like you were bald, right? But like you had hair, and then your hair started falling out, and then you shaved it off, and underneath you had like a birthmark, and it was in the shape of like something terrible, like a swastika or some shit. What would
or 666 from the Omen.
Yeah. What would you do? What would you do?
I would show it off.
Would you?
Get a tattoo.
Oh, yeah,
would you just start living a hard life, Janet? Would you be like, would you join a gang? Because you have that?
I used to live in Jersey.
I would tattoo over it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
But you would Bam Bam Bigelow it? Would you get like all the tattoos? Like, and then go down? Like, Bonnie, would you get crazy? Yeah, I think you would. I feel like once you got one tattoo on your head.
If I were to shave and tattoo my head, I don't like the random like patchy like 100 small tattoos. I like the big
ornate
statement pieces.
Intricate.
Yeah. So I would get like one intricate piece.
Like the guy from Chumbawamba, it would be like leopard print on her head.
Wow, that's a deep
I
cut.
like that.
I don't even know that.
he put dyed. His hair was blonde with dyed leopard print brown pieces.
Well, I heard something happened to him. I heard he got knocked down and then he couldn't get up again.
Oh, he got back up again.
And that was it. That was it for him.
Yeah.
Like,
he was kissing the night away. So what else do you do?
It's true.
Like
that's
Donald
a good point.
kissing the night away.
Well, that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, everybody's like, stop commenting. It's dead. There's 2 people on. But yeah, thank you guys for being a part of this, for this rip-roaring fun time. I feel like
Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt won. It won, which is kind of amazing and strange in the same breath.
Yeah.
It beating
None
out.
of us expected that.
No, I mean, we were thinking like there would be a dark horse, just not the one that actually probably would most likely have a dark horse in it. Which I guess Game of Thrones would have a dark horse too, and Rome. That would have a dark horse too.
What are your guys' favorite out of the whole list? Each person.
That's a tough one.
The one favorite.
Deadwood.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
Deadwood. That's not tough for
Deadwood.
me. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. My favorite. Yeah, Deadwood for sure.
I would probably go for The Sopranos. I wouldn't want to like live without The Sopranos.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. How about in the chat real quick before you guys go, you just throw out your favorite HBO series just so we kind of get a gist of who you are and we can judge you later. Good night, Alex. Alex says Bam Bam Bigelow also pees without his hands. He's passed away, sadly, so I don't think he's doing any more peeing. But I'm sure he did when he was alive.
My hands,
Tattoo a hairline to your scalp, says Enrique. That's a horrible idea, by the way.
A hairline.
Don't do it. Don't do it. And by the way, also, go Guardians, guys. Go Indians/Guardians. We're doing super well.
Yankees are coming for you, buddy.
Oh, the Dodgers just beat the shit out of them. Are you kidding me?
I'm kicking everyone.
It was embarrassing, Kevin, what happened to the Yankees. But don't worry, we'll get even for you.
Go Sports.
Yeah. Guardians.
Snotty Reds.
God, baseball. Yeah, the Reds, too. I like the Reds. I have no problem with the Reds.
Really well.
I have no problem with any Ohio baseball team.
The Yankees did win yesterday against the Dodgers. So
I don't really have a problem with Pennsylvania ones either. Like, I don't mind. You had to look that up, which is the embarrassing part. I don't mind the Phillies, and I don't mind the Pirates as well. I think those are, you know what I mean? Like they don't bother me. It's interesting with baseball. Like the now that the Dodgers play the Guardians more, they don't bother me. The Angels don't bother me, which means that I will go to an Angels game sometimes and root for the Angels if they're playing another team. But technically, I'm not supposed to. I just go to a game to enjoy.
In the outfield.
I think if we all, maybe that's part of it though. But I think if we all just like go to a game just for the love of baseball, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Get a nice hot dog and a couple beers.
There's no crying in baseball.
Or if you're at the Indian Stadium or the Guardian Stadium, you get a couple Miller Lights or just Millers, which they have $2 beer nights on Friday nights. If you go there, and then you can get a grilled cheese sandwich with a bag of chips combo for $6. So, like, you have like
You're like the commercial.
$10 evening at the ballpark, guys. It's great. Yeah. No, I love that.
I have not been to a baseball game since like high school, I think.
I can't afford Dodgers
gotta
food
go.
anymore. Dodgers food is so expensive.
When I was at middle school or high school is when Arizona got the Diamondbacks.
Ah, okay.
And I want to say like within that first year, I got to, I think my mom got tickets to a game through work. And so we went down to, at the time it was Bank One Ballpark. So it was Bob.
Evan Aldrich just pops in. Hey, Evan, good to see you.
Hey.
What's up, Evan?
Mr. Sean says favorite show was Game of Thrones. Okay, fair enough.
Oh, that's good.
Evan says Game of Thrones is up there. Nezzy says, yeah, I go for the same team as Bonnie. Alex says Panthers are probably going to win the Stanley Cup. Go Panthers, kind of Miami's
Florida
hockey team.
Panthers.
And Mr. Sean says, I like the Guardians in the Central Division. They used to win that title on a regular basis. Yeah. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Enrique says, thank you. Have a good night, y'all. Thank you, Enrique.
Bye, Enrique.
Evan says, baseball games are so boring unless you're playing. I don't know.
Live.
They have the pitch clock now on the timer on the pitches, which makes the game go really super fast. So like 2 hours, you're in and out with a baseball game now. You can be gone. And unless it was like the last time I went to a Guardians game and they like just kept tying it. Going into extra, like it just kept going. I think it was like 11 innings or something, or 13 or something. It was 13 maybe. It was insane. Soccer games are fun, says Inez. Yankees are the greatest, says Kevin. He had to sneak in there to say it on the chat. Because no one else would.
Mr. Green, Mr. Green.
And Evan says, interesting, I didn't know that. Yep. You learn something new every day. Yeah. So it's much faster, which is kind of a weird thing because if you go to a Dodgers game and you want food that's down on the floor and you go to your seats and then you have to go back down and your seats are way up, it takes you a good 30 minutes to get down there. And so if the game's going to start soon, you could miss half the game now getting your food and getting back to your seat, which kind of sucks. So. Eat before you go if you're going to go to a Dodgers game is my advice, or get the food on your way up and don't worry about going back down because it's going to suck if you go up there and you got to go back down. A little tip for you. But anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you for our HBO Battle Night. Next week, we're going to have another phenomenal live show podcast. It's going to be interesting. It's from the mind of Kevin Green. So we're going to see how that relates to the people and how they're going to respond to it. But we'll see. And we did not have to use the coin today, even though it's my coin from Alaska that I got while I was there.
Alaska?
Yeah, we did not have to use it for the flip.
Nice.
So next time. I have so many coins now, guys, because we do these flips, these challenge coins. I've got so many. It's stupid. But thank you all. And Evan, sorry we're leaving already. I know you just popped in. We would be here to entertain you if you were here 2 hours ago. But next time, sir. We start at 8. Remember that. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate you all. Have a great evening. And perhaps if you're feeling thirsty,
perhaps you will have a delightful, satisfying, lovely, and sometimes lonely Rumble Pop.
bye, everybody.